Yo, man, that was a tough. I was hoping they could get one for my birthday, but close, but no cigar. The boys did good though, man. I mean, for what it's worth, I'm proud of them. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're gonna lose, I'd rather lose like that any day. I don't condone losing or want to lose, but I'd rather lose like that than lose like we did last week. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to the boys, man. Great effort, especially at the end before overtime from the offense. It's a lot of goods to come out of that. Also, a lot to, you know, still a lot to improve on, you know what I'm saying? Offensively and especially defensively, like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't even know where to begin. I want to say the biggest thing is our secondary. Like, I don't know what their mentality is about certain things. Like, there was a play, even though I think it was like an incompletion or whatever, like, you're a safety. Like, I'm talking about Percy Butler. You're a safety. And, like, you know, you're mainly supposed to cover the back end of of the field. Like, you flip your hips after the receiver that went past you and stuff like that. And, like, you know, ends up, actually, I think that was a catch. I think that was the Devontae Smith catch, like, down the field. Like, you know, Percy Butler, like, is supposed to be there, but he flips his hips like after the fact and gets there late. It was either that play or another play that wasn't completion, but it's just like that. And then Emmanuel Forbes, like, was getting cooked. Like, I like the young kid. I like his feistiness and stuff like that. I like how he was kind of John and AJ Brown, but AJ Brown is a grown man. Like, you know, you a little pup right now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to come for you, like, like, disrespectfully, but it's just like I was saying in my pregame thoughts, I wish they would have had Benjamin St. Juste on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just for this game. It doesn't always have to be like that, but just do that simple adjustment. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was getting cooked the whole game. Like, whether it's like, you know, short routes and stuff like that. You seen when he, like, it's a short, they kept doing that hitch. Every time you get a hitch, all the main force can do is just wrap him up and just hug him and stuff and try to get the ball. Like, he can't tackle him because he's huge. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then just getting cooked down the field. I don't know why he gets cooked so bad with these double moves. You run a 4-3 and it's like every time I see him, every time the ball goes down, like, it's a deep ball, he's 5 yards away from the receiver and stuff like that. You know, Kendall Fuller has been playing well. Like, I'm not trying to knock him. I don't know what changed, what happened to him, but I guess he knows he's in the contract year, so he's like, I need to get paid. So he's been playing well. St. Juste was playing decent. It just I don't know, mainly safety play and Emmanuel Forbes. It was just those big shots, like, you know what I'm saying? That huge, like, catch by AJ Brown, and he ran into the end zone, and it's like there's 5 defenders around him, and nobody know what to do. It's just like, like, you know what I'm saying? And then the Devontae Smith catch, you really can't do nothing about that. He's a dog with that catch. Like, you know, it was great coverage. It's just be like that. And then there was also some missed calls though for us. I think the Devontae Smith catch. No, it was the Dallas Goedert catch where Cam Curl, like, had his hand up and almost blocked it. That was a false start because the daggone tackle kicked out, like, early as a mug. Like, you know what I'm saying? They didn't call it, you know. And then that ends up resulting in somebody like them getting the first down. Like, you know, that would have changed the whole dynamic. Because I think right after that, like, you know, that was a drive. I think that was the same drive where they ended up having a double move that beat Emmanuel Forbes and stuff. So just stuff like that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, being able to see that stuff like that. And then when we were on offense, he had egregious, like terrible pass interference on us by that white safety. I don't know his name. I forgot his name. But like he holding Jahan Nelson's arm, literally got it hooked like this, and like, you know, and he can't. No, it was De'Ami Brown. So he couldn't catch it. So like bro, like where's the call? Where is our call at? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the very next play, we don't get the first down, and it causes us to have to punt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like the potential points that's like left off the board or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because of these missed calls. But it is what it is, man. I think the defense did good against the run. I was happy to see Chase, you know, get a good sack. He actually, like, you know, when you think about it, the Eagles was the first team that he got a sack against, like, you know, in his rookie year. So it's like kind of like I wouldn't say full circle moment, but it's like, you know, an interesting thing, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's good to see him kind of get back in his groove. He got one. I believe Jonathan Allen got one. Like, these are very low. We probably had like 5 sacks. Like, you know, surprisingly, you wouldn't notice it, but it's like anytime when a quarterback runs behind the line of scrimmage, goes out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage, and a player forces him out like that, it's considered a sack. So I know Cam Curl had one, Jonathan Allen had one, and I don't remember, but I had to look at all of it. So, man, it's tough, go. It's tough, like, you know. But I'm not even mad. I said in my pregame, like, I just didn't think they had enough juice to be able to get over the hump against them, you know. But the second time around, I think we'll be able to beat them. Like, we should have beat them this time, but it was just like there's too many dumb mistakes. Like Andrew Wiley, like with he allowed a sack, and then in the very next play he ends up doing a daggone false start. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can't have those mistakes, like, you know, especially back to back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, going back, Jamin Davis had a great game and then a bad game at the same time. It's like he made this play where he was getting blocked, getting held. That's another missed call. He was getting held and he ended up tackling, I think it was DeAndre Swift, like, you know, while he's being held. You know what I'm saying? Great play. The very next play, like, you know, I mean, it happens, but it's like he gets, like, they talk about how he got moved off his mark and ends up like just being a hand away from, like, you know, knocking the ball out. So it's just like he has to be able to see these things, you know what I'm saying? So that was that. And then he had some play, like he did a great run stuff, and then the very next play he does he gets a holding call. I think that was a terrible call though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just simple bump and run. It's within 5 yards, and they didn't call that. They called that, but they didn't call like the obvious pass interference against De'Ami Brown. Like, whatever, bro. They wanted them to win, man. But yeah, and then he had that crazy miss tackle. It wasn't even a missed tackle because he didn't touch him against DeAndre Swift. Like, I think it was in overtime when we needed to make a stop. He was close to making a stop, and this dude he misses the tackle, and this dude runs up the sideline for a whole 10 yards just to get the first down. And that starts them getting to the point where they can get the field goal. It was a lot, like, you know, a lot of missed tackles, a lot of not breakdown. It was some good things where we break down. Benjamin St. Juste had a good breakdown. Cam Curl did, like, you know, made Jalen Hurts, like, you know, like, you know, stopping his tracks or whatever. But still, we need to do better. Like, against the run, we did well, but everything else, like, you know, it was bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? The defense did not hold its water. as we needed it to. But it's like, it's given like that team is tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they mainly just with the AJ Brown. That's all they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they have some explosive weapons. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith and stuff like that. I just wish we would have just changed it. Like, why not make an adjustment to see if Benjamin St-Juste could? He played so well. Like, outside of it was like a couple plays, like that last game, the first game at FedEx Field, that we played. Outside of that, outside of like a couple plays, like he shut AJ Brown down. Like, you know what I'm saying? So why not put him on them again and then put Emmanuel Forbes in the slot? You've been training him to be in the slot. Just do that for this game, or just do it for a drive or a couple drives to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Instead, you want to get the little kid on like, Uncle Chester and stuff. Like, a little bit of Uncle Dion, and like, he can't tackle him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing it? What are we doing with it? Like, what can we do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a tough goal of it, man. For the defense. Let me look at the stats, cause I'm trying to see the sacks. We had more than 3 sacks, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I know Cam Curry had a sack, Jonathan Allen had a sack, and Chase Young. Oh, so that was weird. I thought we had more though. Like, you know what I'm saying? But maybe I am wrong. Cam Curry had 12 tackles and 9 total solo tackles. Main Force had 9 tackles, 7 solo. Not bad. Cody had 8. He was the third most tackles. Everybody else, Jamie Davis had 6, and Derek Force had 6. Benjamin St-Juste had 5. Jonathan Allen had 5. Everybody else had like 3 or lower. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was that. Yeah, man. It was just tough, bro. Like, we had to do better. Like, as far as like just coverage. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think the rush was kind of getting there, but it was just not landing. And they did a good job. Jalen Hurts does a good job getting the ball out of his hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's and just running. Like, he does a good job just getting out of the pocket. He had a couple good runs on us too. So, I mean, really can't do nothing about that if you know what I'm saying, if that happens. Like, we just gotta make some tackles, bro. Like, there was like one rush where he got out and somebody, I think he just didn't, like, he fell over or something like that. I don't know, I gotta look at it again. But it is what it is. Jalen Hurts is a very athletic quarterback. And that's just gonna happen. Let me see what they had rushing. Yeah, they had 104 yards rushing in total. But DeAndre Swift only had 56 yards rushing, and Kenny Gainwell had 14, and Jalen Hurts had 34, of course, from scrambling. He had 319 yards passing, and should have had like a couple interceptions. Yeah, when Emmanuel Forbes is close to getting a pick, Derek Forrest's stupid self come and knock his legs out from under him and caused him to drop the pick. But I think we ended up scoring on the next drive anyway, so it didn't matter. But it's just still yeah. AJ Brown just went crazy on us, bro. And then of course Devontae Smith, really like that big catch at the end, helped him get to 78 yards. You take that away, he probably only had 30 yards, something like that, probably less. And that was it, bro. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert had 25 yards, and DeAndre Swift out the backfield had 23 yards. So you had one guy that you needed to cover, and what do we do? Put a child on an adult. Pause. I'm just frustrated with the defense as far as that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we could have done a little bit better, as far as that. But our secondary has always been like, you know, a trouble spot for us, and hopefully we can grow up and mature in that area. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like he just kind of Manning Ford just kind of provoked AJ Brown, and it just is just like, all right, like since you want to talk jump, let's go at you. You like, you know, let's see if you can cash that check. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's your mouth talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he couldn't. You know what I'm saying? That jank bounced, and we got a call from the bank, and it was just like, hey, sir, the check that you cashed, it didn't go through, and now there's a non-sufficient funds in the fee, and we have to you have to pay it before we close your bank account. How would you be able to do that? Like, how would you would you still be able to cover that fee? But yeah, let me stop. All right. Anyways, we know the defense play bad, like, you know, for the most part. But you know the secondary play bad. D-line could have probably done a little bit better. I feel like they had to kind of ran into the same little situation they did last week with Josh, like what they did with Josh Allen, where sometimes they kind of sat back and waited to see what he was going to do instead of just rushing. Like, you never know. Just go all out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the announcers we were talking about, they're playing scared. Like, just go all out. And if he runs out the pocket, that's probably the best scenario. Like, he's going to run, but it's like, okay, he might get first down, but it's better than him throwing 90 yards down the field and then, like, you know, them scoring. Like, cause we get a first down, we can go and try to get them to fourth down from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just you get what I'm saying? It's just like, it'll make more sense it's a better probability to just have him run than let him throw. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, more times than not, like, we have the athletes, we have people around us. Like, if you all go out and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? We can get a sack, or even if we force him to run, we can tackle him and maybe force a fumble. Like, you know, compared to him just sitting in the pocket all comfortably because you're just trying to sit back and wait to see if he's gonna run or whatever, and him throwing a bomb. Like, you know, so it is what it is. But anyways, on to the offense, man. I think the offense did well for what it's worth. There was a couple drives that we kind of stalled out, and of course, you know, Airbnb kind of like he has a tendency. We already know this, but the tendency to get away from the run, like, happens a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when we're down, or just even when we're in a groove, it's just like, oh, we can run? I forgot about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there was a couple times B-Rob, like, they had some good play calls. It was like, okay, it was smart. Like, you know, B-Rob had that grown man run in the end zone where he ended up fumbling, but it was like, I thought he scored, like, you know, just until you seen the replays. That still was a grown man run, but you know, then he had the other one, like, you know, where he had, like, it was like a 10-yard run, like, you know, B-Rob did real good. Trying to see. So, y'all know how Terry recovered the fumble from B-Rob. How does that count as a touchdown? Like, what is it a receiving touchdown or a rushing touchdown, or what do they call it? Because I don't know. Anyways, sorry, that was random, but there was a couple plays that's just like, why did you call it? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember the one I'm thinking about off the top of my head, and I probably won't even remember it, but it was just like, why did you call it? Like, and then later on in the game when we needed I think it was like 3rd and 1 or like a 4th and 1. Just play it regular, like play it like it's a normal down. Like, we didn't even have to like do like kind of rush. We kind of got into like, oh, they're doing this, so let's do it too, and like, let's get more creative, like, you know. And we get into this situation where they call the same daggone play. We get Logan Thomas. I liked it the first time it ever happened, but then after the second time, you're like, okay, Now, if that's a duck, if it sound like a duck, and quack like a duck, then maybe it's a duck, like, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, ended up doing the same thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, had him get under center and rushing and stuff, and it's just like, bro, what? Like, why did you call that again? So it was dumb. And then it's just like, you know, the drive before our last drive, the drive before our last drive in regulation, where I think it was a play like Sam Howell gets sacked. We could have ran there, like, you know, we didn't have to, because this is before. I think this was before. Yeah, it was like 3 minutes. We had literally had 6 minutes. We could have just drove the ball down the field, like ran it down, like, you know, to enough time where they wouldn't even be able to go and score, and we could have, like, you know, went ahead and win the game or tied it up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But instead, like, you know, we're trying to throw these deep shots down the field and stuff like that, and it's just like, bro, like, just run the ball. Like, you know, we had time. Like, even the announcer was like, we have plenty of time in the world. Like, just run the ball on that down. It was second down. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we just, the play, after that, the whole, like, next you know, it's 3rd and 7. Third and 17. And then Andrew Riley, like, does a, like, false start. And it ends up being 3rd and 22. Like, what do we do with that now? You know what I'm saying? So that was that. You know, other than that, I mean, I think BNB called a good game for the most part. We still haven't had a receiver over 100 yards, but the ball's been spread around a lot, which is cool. Terry had 86 yards. Yami had 51. Curtis Samuel had 51. Curtis Samuel had some clutch catches too. And Bob Pringle had a really clutch catch. And Jahan Dawson did, of course, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't know why they trying to take Logan Thomas out the league, like, you know what I'm saying. They were like, this man needs to go, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't know why he had this tough catch, and the man tried to hit him again. They trying to take him out. They came for his knee, they came for his head, like, you know what I'm saying. They trying to take my man's out the league, bro. But shout out to Logan Thomas, good to have him back. That was good. I'm trying to think. Yeah, the offense did good. The receivers played well. Sam Howell, much better game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then last week, you could tell, like, they really worked on a lot of things to help him get the ball out and just, like, focus more. And he took very good care of the ball, no interceptions, not even close to, like, he didn't even really have, like, turnover-worthy, like, you know, throws and stuff like that. You know, he didn't put the ball in harm's way at all. And then, like, you know, when it was that one drive where it was just like, for whatever reason, like, he like knew where the rush was coming from, and it was just like he just getting out the pocket and running and like, you know, throwing the ball. Like, man, that was such a good drive for him. And then, you know, Gibby played well. I'm still calling Gibby. I like Gibby. Like, I'm sorry, Gibby. I like calling Gibby. He had some great runs. I wish we would just went back to him. I think it's just, we're just concerned. We don't trust him to. We don't trust him to, like, you know, not fumble. Like, you know what I'm saying. So that's why we don't give him as many touches. But I feel like he was running, like, this was one of his, like, that one rush where he ran through the hole and he gets turned, like, you know what I'm saying, and he turns back and he's cutting, like, you know what I'm saying. I think it's like a good 15-20 yard run. Like, it's beautiful, bro. Like, that's the stuff, like, you know, when you're doing running back drills, like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes they'll have a thing where you're running sideways and then you flip, like, so it's like you're running sideways and then you turn, like, you know, halfway through the pass, you'll turn forward and stuff like that. That's what we do that drill for, you know what I'm saying? So you could tell, like, you know, what's his name, Randy Jordan, I think that's the running backs coach. Tell them drills are finally working. Gibb is getting better as a back. We just need to trust him more. He needs to trust himself more. And then he had a fumble. Oh, I forgot about that. He had a fumble that he ended up picking up himself. Like, you know, like on a toss or whatever. I looked down, so I don't even really see how the play was. Like, I don't know what it was, but he had it, he fumbled. And then it's like he gained some yards, but if he didn't fumble like that was probably a touchdown, like off the strength. But I think we ended up scoring on that drive anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it's just like, you know, gotta do better. Running backs, B-Rob did good. The runs kind of stalled. I want to see us do some variety. It's like sometimes we just kind of do that same kind of run, trying to do it off tackle, and it just doesn't go anywhere. Like eventually, the Eagles just kind of snuffed it out, and it's just like we just went away from it. Like we need to get some variety in the run and stuff. So yeah, we gotta improve the run game. I think that's one thing why we just go away from it so many times. Is it's not broad, like, you know what I'm saying. It's not like, you know, like a deep bag of, like, you know, oh, we got a you know, power I or whatever, or like, you know what I'm saying, like a power O or counter or whatever, you know what I'm saying, something like, you know, it's just a lot of just shotgun runs, like, you know what I'm saying, go follow the tackle, and there it goes. So that's that. The backs did good. Sanha played well, played real well, man. The receivers played well. The offensive line did an amazing job, for what it's worth, for this dominant, you know, front that they have in Philly. You know, especially interior with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, they only really uninterrupted, like, you know, like one or two, like, run plays, like, you know, actually, like, their name got called. Like, they had tackles, I could imagine, but it was just like, you know, he only heard them get called a couple times. As a matter of fact, I just want to see. Jalen Carter had 3 tackles. And Jordan Davis had 2 tackles. And none of them was tackles for loss. Fletcher Cox had four tackles and 2 solo ones. Josh Sweat had 5 tackles, 3 solo, 1 sack, and tackle for loss. They had 5 sacks though, like, which is crazy. Hassan Reddick had a sack. And Nicholas Morrow had 3 sacks. Really? I think this is the case. Yeah, like, cause he was doing a lot of blitzing and stuff. So, anyways, but for what it's worth, they did have some, like, delayed blitzes and stuff like that. I think there was one where, like, they was talking about how Gibb, like, was exiting out, and he was trying to be an outlet for Sam Howell, but when he left out, he didn't get a chip. He didn't see the linebacker. He didn't get a chip on him, and then, you know, he ended up coming in for the sack. But trying to think. Sorry, I'm tired. But yeah, like, you know, outside of that, like, you know, dumb plays from Andrew Riley and stuff, like, the tackles played well, the interior played well, and it wasn't like a bloodbath as I thought it would be, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much that. Like, you know, Tress, I think he really kind of messed us up. Like, I don't really talk about special teams that much. Tress really messed us up with his short punt in overtime. I love Tress, like, you know, but that was like, he was having a rough go of it, like, you know, in this game, like, you know, kind of like we've been struggling, like, you know, trying to get the punt coverage. I don't know what's going on with punt coverage, but these, like, before I go and you know, move on from all of this. I just want to acknowledge the beautiful, amazing drive, like like, like when I tell you, honestly, when I tell you, I was like, these dudes is gonna mess this up. They not even gonna like get close to that scoring. And they drove all the way down the field. I think that was like about like a 90-yard drive, like, you know what I'm saying, if I'm not mistaken, or was that the drive? I don't remember. But when I tell you that was the most beautiful thing that I seen, that these eyes have seen as a Commanders fan or Redskin fan, whatever, like giving us hope. Like if he would have won, bro, they would have been talking about saying how like, cause the loss really wasn't his fault as far as that. It was really the defense, like the secondary, like, but man, like, you know what I'm saying, what a beautiful drive, just tough catches, clutch catches. I don't even think we ran in that drive, but shout out to Jahan with the tough catch. Like he was having a little slow day, like, you know, quiet day, but he caught that, and man, like, you talk about me being the loudest person in my you hear my roommates being all loud, but you talking about me being the loudest person in here at that moment, you know what I'm saying? Because I just was expecting us to lose, but which we did lose, but I was expecting us to not score, you know what I'm saying? But we did it. So shout out to them. It was a tough fall game, bro. Like I said, I thought it was gonna be 27-23, ended up being 34-31. So we both ended up scoring more than I thought, and we just didn't finish it, man. But just proud of them anyway. This is just a tough loss, but it's like, it's definitely something to grow from, and not even be disappointed or ashamed of. Like, it's something to be proud of, because, you know, he bounced back. Like, you know, maybe not in the win column, but bounced back as in the mentality and the competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be growth. We're gonna continue to grow because we're a young team, but we're gonna get better. And yeah, on to the Bears, man. Like, you know, see how that goes. The Bears. Yeah, man, go ahead and let's get us some roasted bear, and you know, yeah, we bring roasted bears to the crib, like, you know, next week. So that's it, man. Thank you, Commanders, for giving me a decent birthday. That was actually a really good game to watch. It was really fun to watch. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my birthday. Can y'all please subscribe, like, comment, subscribe? You know what I'm saying? Help me get to 50 subscribers, at least in my birthday month. Let me get to 50 subscribers in my birthday month, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We be Mr. October, like, you know, but that's pretty much it, man. I'll do my week 4 reflections sometime in the middle of the week, and then yeah, on to the Bears, man. The Bears. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Till next time, peace, love, and hair grease.